Good evening. Welcome to your very first video study guide for your test. Four components we're going to cover will be muscular strength, which you see before you, muscular endurance, respiratory endurance, and flexibility. The first thing we're going to talk about will be muscular strength. Again, as you see before you, you see force equals muscle. Please note that muscle is an important organ for one thing. Let me bring it down so you can see it. It breaks down glucose. Okay, let's talk about glucose for a moment. Glucose is sugar that's already in your body. It's stored inside the liver and is also stored in the muscle. Now, glucose is very important for it gives us energy. The purpose of muscle, one of the purposes of muscle is to break down glucose. That's a term we call anaerobic glycolysis, but however, that's something I don't want you to be concerned with yet. I just want you to get the idea that the muscle breaks down glucose to give us energy. Now, what does it have to do with force? When you break down glucose, when the muscle breaks down glucose, you have energy to produce force. Now, force means to lift, to carry, to push, or pull. Again, to push, carry, lift, or pull. That's force. So when you have enough energy, enough strength, you're able to produce force. I'm going to move down for a little bit more. So the connection, when you're able to produce energy, you're able to produce force. Again, energy, enough energy to produce force is when the muscle breaks down glucose. So now, we're going to go ahead and move down a little bit here. Now, you're going to see two terms starting with H. Hypertrophy and hyperplasia. Again, hypertrophy and hyperplasia. Now, I don't want you to think when you look at HYPER that you're bouncing off the walls if you have a lot of candy in your system. No, that's not what we're talking about. Hyper means either large or big, large or big. Now, I underlined TROPH because TROPH, trough, means size. So literally, and also when you look at Y means relating or pertaining to. So when you try to use this in a working definition, hypertrophy means it pertains to an increase in muscle size. That's what hypertrophy is about. So when you look at bodybuilders, when they have a lot of muscle mass, okay, stereotypically speaking, when you see the Incredible Hulk, bulging biceps, chest, legs, and all that, is basically because he has a lot of lean body mass tissue. That's hypertrophy. That's an increase. Now, the term underneath hypertrophy, hyperplasia, the PLAS part, if you think about plasma, we think of a liquid, a very viscous feeling type of liquid, very sticky. Plasma has to do with a group of cells. Okay, that's PLAS. That has to do with cell. So when you look at the term hyperplasia, it literally means an increase in cells, increase in the number of cells. Now, how do the two of them connect, hyperplasia and hypertrophy? Well, when we talk about muscle fibers, they're also the same thing as muscle cells. So the more muscle fibers / cells you have, the greater the size of your muscle. So it's like you're taking, think about it this way, if you've ever had spaghetti, before you cook it, you line one spaghetti stick with another and another until you actually have a bundle of those spaghetti sticks, right? And then you try to break that group down. Well, that's the same thing.